Yeah, so today with our workshop, Eat to Heal workshop for some of the folks that's not, familiar with it. Um, so today we're gonna do Qigong, uh, some breath exercises and meditation. But before I guide people through these things, I like to share some of the reasons why they work and how they can be beneficial. And I'm sure y'all are already aware of some of these benefits. But one of the things I like about, being in college is you get free access to a lot of these databases with academic journals. And, people have to pay subscriptions for these things, but we get them for free. So I take full advantage of it and I research things that I'm curious about so I could better communicate and explain why things work or stay away from things that don't work. Uh, and so, um, y'all wanted to kick it off with a quote. Any of y'all ever read the book or familiar with it? Autobiography of a Yogi? Autobiography of a Yogi? Yeah.
Yes, I have. That's 1970.
Yeah, so it was actually published in the 40s, but it got really popular in the 70s. Um, and he was teaching this stuff like in the 20s. Paramahansa Yogananda. So there's a quote from there that I really like. Uh, and it says, yoga is a simple psychophysiological method by which human blood is decarbonated and recharged with oxygen. The atoms of this extra oxygen are transmuted into life current to rejuvenate the brain and spinal cord. By stopping the accumulation of venous blood, the yogi is able to lessen or prevent decay of tissue. It's super practical. And you might be familiar with the term venous being a nurse. Um, but for people who aren't, I'll share what that means. And I highlight that word because it's super practical. Um, and so, in medical terms, venous blood is the vessel responsible for returning blood to the heart. Unlike arteries, which carries blood away from the heart, venous vessels carry blood towards the heart. Venous blood is typically deoxygenated and high in carbon dioxide after passing through blood tissues. So when you're doing these exercises, this was super powerful for me to learn this as I was doing these exercises. You're essentially, by bringing in more oxygen to your heart, you're changing your blood chemistry, you're giving your body more energy, you have a different set of hormones being released, and this creates a more optimal condition for homeostasis. Um, and so your thought patterns affect this, the way you eat affect this, your exercise affects this. Um, and so some of the and so just side note, when people would say stuff like, you need to open up your heart. That's common in spiritual, religious circles. And I could never seem to not hold grudges against people. And then when I started doing these types of things, now all of a sudden I'm able to forgive people. I stop holding on to grudges. Not triggered as much. I healed myself from PTSD. I was told I would have to cope with that for the rest of my life. Healed from alcoholism, all of these things that I was told I would have to cope with. Um, and when I started to study and practice these things, now all of a sudden I had explanations, scientific stuff that could be proven as to how my blood chemistry was changing, how my brain was changing, and how I was able to heal from these things. Um, so I think that's very powerful when people, um, participate in stuff like this when they don't understand how it can be helpful. They just think they're doing an exercise. But there's an art to making it effective that I've learned in my experience from going to different teachers and participating in different classes that most people don't do. And that's why it's not as effective for most people. So that's what we're going to do today. Cool. Do I need to share some of the benefits, or y'all?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, improves cardiovascular health, blood pressure, um, physical resilience, muscle strength, flexibility, balance support as you age, chronic conditions such as arthritis, fibromyalgia, cancer-related fatigues. I had arthritis when I herniated my disc and don't have it no more. And again, one of those things I was told I would have to kind of live with for the rest of my life. Um, Anti-anxiety, lowers anxiety, reduces stress, nervous system balance, helps your parasympathetic nervous system balance. You become more, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not triggered as easily. Helps you focus better, improve attention span. My favorite right here, reduces PTSD symptoms. None of the doctors I went to um, knew knew that. But it's cool though. I'm grateful that they still help me in other ways. Um, Induces neuroplasticity. You learn things easier. Um, Enhances your immune response. Rejuvenates cells. Uh, Increases telomeres. You age slower. Uh, and the list is long. A lot of these same benefits are the same benefits you get with being in the sun. And as you know, with vitamin D deficiency and your interest in that. So, man, I hope that was helpful. And I'm going to guide us through uh, some ways to induce all of these things. And with consistent practice, you'll notice a whole lot of changes, you know, over time, over the span of a few weeks for a lot of people. So, cool. We get started.